Yo, what is up guys, Smoothie here, bringing you a MW3 commentary, playing a bit of ground war domination on village, using the MP7 with silencer and extended mags. This is actually a 95 and 6 gameplay, so pretty good. I was not able to get the 100 kill gameplay though, the very elusive 100 kill gameplay, because we dominated them right at the last 10 tickets and I wasn't able to pull out the final kills. But anyways, it's August 15th, and I said I would talk about Black Ops 2 today, and that's what I'm talking about right now. So, the first thing I wanted to cover was the live stream, my thoughts on the live stream. And first off, I want to say the live stream was a huge disappointment. Not a huge disappointment, I guess it was disappointing, but it wasn't a huge disappointment. The reason it was kind of dumb was the fact that it was only an hour long, and you were supposed to be watching pros play, and I thought there was going to be a prize, but apparently there isn't a prize for whichever team wins. So yeah, the interviews were boring, the shoutcasting was kind of boring, and the gameplay was pretty boring. Pro gameplay can be very interesting at times, but I think pro gameplay is so attractive because you get to watch people who are extremely good at the gameplay. So when you put these pro players in a game that they've never played, on maps they've never heard of or seen or played on, game times they're not used to playing, like TDM, I think it kind of takes away the point of watching pro gameplay in the first place. I mean, they didn't really know what they were doing, and I think that's MLG's strong point, or the main reason to watch MLG in the first place. So just my 2 cents on the whole live stream thing. But luckily plenty of other people are uploading gameplay of their own, so we still get our fix of Call of Duty info. But yeah, other than the live stream, I was going to talk about some of the gameplay mechanics they've been showing so far at Gamescom. The first of which being the panning knife, which is unfortunately returning. You couldn't see the fact that people were panning knifing in the actual multiplayer reveal, which is why I thought it was gone, but it's most definitely back, which I don't understand, because Vonderhaar had a huge discussion with the community over possible solutions to panning knifing, and it seemed like people were pretty enthusiastic about the answers. We had solutions like takes 2 hits to kill, maybe like a perk that protects against it, or you have to pull out your knife, which is what I thought we were going to do, but people seemed enthusiastic about them, so I thought they were going to change it, but apparently not, which is kind of disappointing, but what can you do? Hopefully Treyarch has it under control. Hopefully there's absolutely zero lunge. But yeah, so another thing that I wanted to talk about was the new Scorestreak system. So if you don't know, basically Treyarch has taken away kill streaks and point streaks and replaced it with score streaks. So to earn a score streak, I think UAVs are like 375 points. So to earn a 375 point streak, or a score streak, you'd get a kill, which is like 100, you get 3 kills, which is like 100, and then you can get a 75 point assist or something like that. Basically, kills count as points, assists count as points, anything that gives you points will count towards your streak. So kill streak kills, but they've actually lowered the amount of points you get for those, so that was a good idea on Treyarch's part. Pretty much everything counts towards your score streak. So the one thing, I think it's a good idea, I think the concept is a good idea, but as many of you know, just because it's a good concept doesn't mean it gets executed properly. A lot like support streaks, you know, the idea is good, you know, support the objective player, but what it really supported was players who can't play the game. So score streaks sound like a good idea, you know, reward people for what they're doing for their team, reward them for getting on flags, reward them for getting assists, stuff like that. But one problem I see with this is possible kill streak spam. You know, if one person gets a kill, another person gets an assist, they're both pretty close to getting a UAV. So I'm really worried. I'm not really worried. That makes me sound like a fucking weirdo. But I don't want there to be a lot of kill streak spam like there is in Modern Warfare 3, where it's just support streaks flying through the air 24/7. So yeah, that's the one thing I'm worried about. Hopefully they manage to implement it properly and stuff like that. So overall, score streaks sounds good, but hopefully they get implemented properly and they don't turn out to be the stuff like support streaks. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Ghost. So a lot of people already know about how they plan on implementing Ghost, and I just wanted to share my 2 cents on it. And I think that if they really wanted to balance Ghost out, I think oh my god, you should just have to sprint. I think sprinting would fix the problem. Obviously strafing would not work, or just walking, because all you'd have to do is strafe in a corner. But a lot of people don't have the patience or the ability to just run around in a room. It seems kind of pointless. So I think if you're sprinting, you should get hidden from the radar if you're using Ghost. So I think that sounds like a good compromise. But yeah, everyone's done a commentary on Ghost, so I'm not going to cover that too thoroughly. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the create a class 10-point system. So pretty much in a lot of breakdowns, people talked about the classes, and there was 3 boxes on the bottom that people didn't know what they were. Some people thought they were armor, some people thought they were character model customizations, but what they turned out to be is wild cards. And basically wild cards allow you to get extra stuff on your class. So a lot of people thought you could spend 6 points and get 6 perks on your class, but what you actually have to do now is spend 9 perks to get 9 points to get 6 perks, because you have to spend 1 point, oh my god, 1 point to get an extra tier 1 perk, 1 point to get an extra tier 2, and 1 point to get an extra tier 3, and you can have a maximum of 2 perks from each tier. So that's kind of, just thought I'd update you guys on that. I'm kind of iffy about it, because you shouldn't have to spend that many points to get extra perks. So yeah, I don't know, that's all up to you. That's just my opinion on it though. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the new perk mechanics. So in all the Call of Duties that have had perks so far, they've had perks that affect your gun. So stuff like sleight of hand, quick draw, steady aim, stopping power, danger close, direct impact. All of these perks affect how your gun works. And Vonderhaar thought that when you mix guns that already have good stats with these perks, you get overpowered guns. So he thought that, this is an actual example that he used. He thought that mixing kick with the ACR was a overpowered class, which I agree with him. The ACR already has extremely low recoil, and it should not need kick on it. Kick should not be available for the ACR, or the MP7 for that matter. So that's just one thing that he said. So what they've actually done now is they've made it so if you want to modify your gun in any way, it's an attachment, which actually makes more sense. But yeah, so it seems like what this game is going to be about, it's going to be all about the attachments, because most of the perks are kind of iffy. The best one, in my opinion, is probably going to be Flak Jacket and Dead Silence, or Awareness, which is basically like Sitrep Pro. So I think the focus is going to shift from perks to attachments, because I want a gun that has the fast reload, fast aim down sight, fast good hipfire spread, you know, all that stuff. And if I wanted that in Modern Warfare 3, I would choose sleight of hand, quick draw, and steady aim. But in Black Ops 2, if I wanted a gun like that, I'd choose a gun that had stuff like fast mags, quick draw, and something like what else was I thinking about? A laser sight to reduce the hip spread. So I think that's an interesting concept. Let me guys know what you think about the whole Black Ops 2 mechanics and stuff like that. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Peace.